Alright, and let's go and get started. Howdy, howdy, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sharkinbear, and welcome to the channel where today we're playing some more Soulstone Survivors. In our newest build video, we're actually going to be taking another look at Death Knight and another build for Death Knight. This was actually something, when I was reading the forum boards, there were a couple of skills that stuck out to me. One of the builds involved using a lot of earthquake skills to cause brittle and absolutely demolish enemies. That was a really strong one. Another one that I found that was really strong, apparently this works for Myrmidon, Death Knight, and I think one other character, but I can't remember. I'll have to go and look at it. But essentially it's using an ability that Death Knight comes by default with its fourth weapon, which is Glacial Infinity. Essentially this is going to increase the number of damage stacks, or slow stacks on the enemy, and also temporarily increases damage modifier based on the number of slow stacks that are on the enemy. So anything that slows enemies is definitely going to do a lot of damage, and then we're going to pair that with Ice Vortex. Ice Vortex is an absolute beast of a skill. We're going to use our, singular focus runes to actually stack up as many stack up as many abilities as we can get for Ice Vortex, as well as use some synergetic to get things to pair with it. I even taken a rune, Skill Inclination Ice, to make sure we just get ice skills. I've taken Reroll Mastery, our Material Harvest, Skill Inclination Ice instead of the weapon ability, because we'll get Glacial Infinity anyways. Although if you just want to try to swing more Ice Vortexes, you can totally swap this one out for the weapon if you think your RNG is going to be on your side. We're also going to take up Light Feet because we don't get Dash. So Dash Mastery would be absolutely no good for us here. And yeah, and that is the build right now. Also, you can tell that I finally mixed out the skill tree on one of my characters because this is the alternate skin for our Death Knight, which I think is really cool. So this is going to be a first game with that. I've even increased my weapon that we'll be using, the Wind Sorrow, to +7. Although it does slow us down our movement speed, that's fine, but we still get 60% increased area damage and damage modifier, which is insane, seeing as how we want area for our Ice Vortex, and damage modifier will just increase that even further. And if we're lucky, because we're doing slow, we're going to get synergetic to pass us around some disarray, which will absolutely help make sure that enemies take a buttload of damage from us. So that being said, if you like this sort of content, you'll see more build guide videos like this, make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below, and let us check it out. As always, I am using the first map because it doesn't have any map properties that increase the modifier on enemies whatsoever, just so that way everybody can do this. We're doing it, of course, at Curse 7 with all 62 points of Curse intensity. Let's do it. Now, again, we are kind of putting ourselves at a disadvantage because of the fact that we don't have both those skills, but the first skill that we get as a Death Knight is actually fairly decently strong on its own, and it has a fast cast speed, so we're not missing out on the power of Glacial Infinity right away. But we do want to make sure that we pick up all of this essence here to basically be able to summon our Ebon Knights as fast as we can. Hopefully we'll have enough of the power built up by the time the first lords come around that we can actually summon them to help demolish the enemies. And they're going to basically help tank the Void Lords while we dot around them as fast as we can. Meanwhile, just absolutely destroying them with our AoE slows. So we're making decent headway. We are already halfway to having all 3 bars full, and we do have a lot of skill points here to use. Let's go and use some of those, see if we can get some of the things we need. So there's goes in, there's our Glacial Infinity, there's our first Ice Vortex. We're going to do Relentless, and I am going to go ahead and start banishing stuff. Banishing stuff is a good way to make sure that we get the loot pool lower than we'd like, or lower to get what we'd like. And then after that, we'll just do this until we get what we want. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and do Touch of Slow. And we'll go after this tower right here. And those guys are gone already. There's all of those elites, a whole bunch of extra points in our favor. And we're already coming online. We're already pretty strong here. We only have 2 of the vortexes we want. I do tend to take a little bit more damage here, just because without that dodge, you kind of find yourself running into areas a little bit more dangerous. We're going to go ahead and start rolling for stuff. Let's get some magnetic. Another ice vortex. Multicast is awesome. Soul harvest is going to be good. And our last, no, not our last ice vortex, but we're getting there. Let's see if we can get one more ice vortex. There we go. We're going to replace our frost strike with that one. We already got a multicast available for us. Hyperthermia is awesome. And merciless. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and summon our Void Knights. And we can just pretty much do this, and they're going to be dead in a matter of moments. There's one. And there's those two. Like, absolutely just demolish those dudes. And now all we're going to do is we're going to race around and collect all this essence here. So that way we can ensure that when the next set of lords comes up, we'll already have our Ebon Knights at our disposal. And if they're all stacked together, you see how fast 3 of those guys died. The only reason why we didn't have all 4 of them was because of the fact that they were not stacked all on top of each other, unfortunately. We're going to go ahead and take out this mortar tower here. I'm going to go ahead and I wanted to save up some more to summon all our Void Lords, but looks like we're just a little bit shy of filling up the bar. There we go. My goal here is to keep our Ebon Knights up at all times. I'm going to go ahead and start spending some points here instead of sitting on them like I had been. Let's go ahead and area effect. Hypothermia. Magnetic. Multicast. I guess apparently we have a poison here. I didn't know that. Doom. Increased potency. As you can see, we're just like building off of all of this. And our Ebon Knights should be able to just take these guys out. Easy peasy. There's one down. There's 2. And these 2 are stacked up against each other, so maybe we'll take them out fast enough. There we go. And 3 minutes 40 seconds, we have 8 lords down. That is fairly reasonable speed. And we can top off our Void Lords to keep them up. There we go. And having our Void Lords, or Ebon Knights topped off, is always good for us. There's never a situation in which it's bad to have them topped off. And just in time to have our Void Lord spawn up, let's go ahead and work on some more of this. Soul Harvest would be pretty good. Let's get some more lethality, increased duration, Soul Harvest, magnetic, expansive, area of effect. That's going to be awesome because it applies to all of our skills. We'll do some more with Faithful, Calamity, Multicast. Let's do some powerful strikes. How about that? And she's already going down. Kathaz. That's 2 of them down. That's the other 2. And it looks like one of our knights did fall off, but that's okay. We are at max essence here. So we'll just go ahead and summon them all up again. See if we can destroy this tower before it completely comes up, and we did. So that is excellent news for us. And really, I'm more concerned about picking up the essence and killing enemies, because our Ebon Knights are doing a lot of work. And somehow, one of our Ebon Knights is already all the way down. But he's brought back up. Just in time for the next fight. Let's go ahead and get these guys. Trying to figure out why that one falls off so fast. Oh, that was all? No, okay, there's one more. Where'd he go? Over here, alright. Go ahead and take out our tower here. I really want to drop all my essence when I have them all full. I'm still not entirely certain why one of the knights, like, they have timers on them. So I'm not entirely sure why one knight drops faster than the others. So I'm going to try dropping them all at the same time. See if that helps out. Get some more health. Ooh. There we go. Oh, we got another shield tower over. So we're gonna go ahead and run over there. Actually, I didn't mean to drop all of that. Yeah, like 2 of our lords dropped off, and I don't know why. So if you know the reason why, like, they still had a good set of bars up there. And at 7 minutes 33 seconds, we already are going on to our first Overlord. I didn't even realize that we were moving on so fast. Might actually be one of my fastest times to get into Overlord. But we're going to go ahead and do Overlord 1. I want us to do what we normally do. I'm going to hang around a wall, let the enemies come to us, and because of the AoE, we are absolutely just demolishing them. Unfortunately, we don't have any Void Lords up or Ebon Knights up at all. So we'll just kind of have to wing it here. But we should still be relatively fine. It's not the end of the world sort of situation if we don't have all of our Ebon Knights. See, as you can see right there, the Void Lords dropped in their own. But we'll do our best to try to collect some more essence here to summon them all. I think we should go ahead and summon them now. There we go. Oh, I hit the wrong one. That's fine. That one, that last Doom that we picked up was actually really good because that Doom says that there's a chance to do part of the Doom damage up front, which is always great. And for as strong as this is, it really just kind of puts some of the other builds to shame with how much damage it does and how offhands we can be with it because of our summons basically taunting the enemies the whole time. I'm just going to work around the middle here. Go ahead and summon all of our lords again, at least top them off. Alright, and where's the last one? He's right there. There we go. And I'm just going to kind of walk around a little bit. I don't even think I need to move at full speed. If I stay around the enemies, they're going to tend to be targeted by my AoEs, where if I move away from them, obviously they're going to possibly move out of the range. Or we're going to move out of the range of them being in our AoE. We got pretty much all the status effects on enemies as well, which is going to go really, really well. Now our Ebon Knights are hitting a little bit harder as well. I believe 60%, that's what that said. Let's go ahead and top them off. Got a shield tower here, but we can destroy this before they even break free. There they go. I'm trying to get it right here on top of them. There they go. And we only have 4 more lords left, and we're just at the 11-minute mark. I would hazard to say this is probably one of the fastest builds we've made so far, and it's very achievable. Alright. We got one more lord, or elite to kill. Here's our last set of lords. Let's go ahead and make sure that we have all of our level ups here, so we're doing the most damage we can potentially do. There we go. And I'm just tempted to like stand right here. Immediately, like 3 of the lords went down within 3 seconds of them spawning, and we're already done at 11 minutes 36 seconds. I think that might be my fastest run so far. And checking out our stats here after Overlord 1, we can see we did 1.4 billion damage in 11.46 seconds. That is amazing. Ebon Knight's doing 251, so about, you know, less than a quarter, but still almost a quarter. And then Ebon Strike, of course, you know, we're Frost Strike. We had there at the beginning, just as a filler until we got all of our vortexes. But let's check that out, by the way. I want to see that as my fastest time. So for 11:46, and my fastest run was actually with the Elementalist. So, okay, so a little bit slower by 41 seconds. But the Death Knight as well as the Elementalist, both showing that you can actually stack a couple of the skills. They're the same Z's, and they just absolutely demolish. As long as you have one that debuffs or buffs another skill horrendously, you're going to be doing a crap ton of damage. That being said, I'll go over the runes again. For my versatility runes, we want Reroll Mastery, Skill Inclination Ice, Material Harvest, and then for our Tenacity runes, we want Light Feet for the bigger movement speed. Singular Focus, we get all this Ice Vortex, as well as Synergetics, so that way we have all the synergies going with our Slow. It feeds into Disarray, it feeds into Doom and Poison, and all that sort of jazz. And then for our weapon, of course, we chose the Winter Sorrow +7. You know, you don't have to have a +7, that's just what I happen to have invested at the time for the increased damage modifier and area effect. So that's the build. So if you like these sort of builds and you want to see more videos like this, make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below, let me know what you think of it. And until next time, you guys take care, and I will catch you all in my next video. Later.